Hi guys, you are welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time clicking on our video, you are especially welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Last week I shared a video on how you can draft and sew a corset top, and I also shared how you can install your eyelet or gourmet, but I realized I didn't really give a detailed tutorial on it. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can install your gourmet with or without your eyelet plier. So if this is something you will have to learn, then do well to stay tuned. And if you haven't watched that video yet, I'll put the link in the description box below. I have this top here that I just made, and I'm going to be fixing eyelet or gourmet at the back. I'm going to use pencil, eyelet or gourmet, scissors, the eyelet plier, my tape measure, and also a soldering iron. So I'll first mark how I want my eyelet to be placed, and so from the starting point I'm just going in by 0.6. This is because I have a bone at the starting point there, so I cannot fix an eyelet at that point. So I have an interval of 1.6 inches. That is what I use. So you have to use your preferred interval for this. And also it depends on the kind of gourmet or eyelet you are using. The type I'm using for this is the smallest one. That is why it seems to have a lot of mark, and I have about 6. And I'm going to transfer the same markings to the other side. So this is how it should look like after you are done, and you must make sure that all the markings you've made align. So we'll start by using the eyelet plier. This is called a plier, and then it comes with a hole puncher. So that hole right there is the hole puncher. Alright, so it will help you create the hole before you put in the eyelet, or before you fix your eyelet or gourmet. So that part there is to fix the gourmet. So we have the upper part like this, so you turn it upside down and the eyelet itself will be there just as you are seeing, and then you have the cover on top like this. Alright, so that is how we are going to be fixing the eyelet. Okay, so if you want to also use the soldering iron, then you should use it instead of the holes. You can also use the soldering iron to create the hole. So the soldering iron is very hot, it gets very hot, and it can burn anything. So you need something that can keep the soldering iron in place. So you can use a coil holder or a flat stone. So we are going to be creating the hole with the eyelet plier. So all you have to do is to know wherever you want to create the hole. So that's my marking. So I'm going to direct the hole to the marking, and then I'll just create the hole with the puncher. That point is the puncher, whilst the lower part is the plier. So you put your eyelet. So the eyelet is supposed to be at the right side, whilst the cover at the wrong side. So just as I am doing the video, I just put the plier on it, and then I'll use the cover like that, and then make a fix with the plier just like this. So this is what you are supposed to do if you have the plier at home. Okay, so I'm going to do another one again. I'll create the hole and then I'll fix the eyelet. So make sure you are creating the hole on the marking or the point you've made. So if you don't have the eyelet plier, I've got you. So all you have to do is to just fold the back vertically like that and use a scissors on the part you've marked. So just use the tip or this thread cutter to notch that point. Okay, so you do the same thing for the back as well, but make sure you don't notch too much, because if you are using an eyelet like mine, then you should not make much hole, otherwise the hole will be bigger than your eyelet. But if you have the medium size, then you are good to go. So I'm just trying to make sure the eyelet gets into the hole, because I do not want to create too much hole. Sometimes when you end up pulling whilst attaching the lace, it gets damaged. So you can also use a pin to transfer that notch you've made at the back, so you can know where to also notch at the back. And if you don't have the plier and still want to have your eyelet, then you should create the same hole just using your scissors or your thread cutter, going through the same process. But this time around you won't use the plier. Instead, you would use a scissors, and I'm going to show you that very soon. Okay, so you grab your scissors and then you realize that the eyelet has an excess at the top. All you have to do is to exert pressure at that point, and then you just exert pressure all around, just like I'm doing, and you get something like a hammer or something of a metal to just hit it. Now you don't want to hit it on a very flat surface, otherwise the eyelet will not look nice at the front. Okay, so while I wait for the soldering iron to get heated, I will continue using my plier. Alright, so I think it's done. Yeah, so for the first thing, you just have to use the soldering iron at that point that you've made. You realize that I was very careful with that, because soldering iron can destroy your outfit, like for real. So since I was even making use of a smaller eyelet, I didn't want to make too much penetration, otherwise the hole will be bigger than the eyelet. So you should be careful whilst using the soldering iron. Very, very careful. If the hole is not bigger, it's better, so you can just force the eyelet to enter into the hole, rather than having a bigger hole and destroying your client's dress or your own dress. So the same way, if you have the soldering iron and you don't have the plier, you create a hole with a soldering iron and use your scissors just as you see me doing. So it's not necessarily that you use the plier as I'm using to hit on it. Just have a hammer. I don't have a hammer at home, that's why I'm using it, since I have something like a metal. Okay, so I'll continue doing that. So if you don't have the plier, the soldering iron, and you have your eyelet or grommet, you can definitely fix it while you work at getting one for yourself. So if this video was helpful, kindly like it, subscribe if you haven't, turn on your post notification bell so anytime I upload a new video you'll be notified. Feel free to let me know your suggestions in the comment section below. And if you've watched this video to the very end, I would like to thank you so much for coming this far. I'll see you in any of my videos. Bye.